I thought OG was going to get his hands on the possibly the.
I'm with Seth Curry on this one.
What did he say?
Although he was half right. Goot, can you remember back to when you were younger, 15, 20 years old?
I can.
Yeah. Nobody cared or talked about finals MVPs. It didn't matter. Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
But we know why. The internet,
because of who we are.
No, it's the internet.
It's about individuals over team now.
Yeah, but the internet lets stuff stay around longer, so it's become a bigger deal to me.
It's not a big deal to me. The finals MVP, there's outside of Steph Curry not being able to say, well, I should have had two. Who cares that, who cares he only has 1 in 4? He's still the best player on the team. He still had 2 great finals. But nobody used to care about that.
All right. The used to part, I'm just saying the internet. But now, when you talk about a championship, what are we talking about? That said year, the 2 best teams. And there's nothing more ego-wise better than saying on a championship stage, I was the best part. And if we go down the list of final MVPs, there are no mistakes but one.
Well,
and that's Andre Iguodala.
Okay, and that's my point. So why do you care? Anunoby had a shot at it this year. He didn't get it.
Yeah, I got it, and I get it. He played his ass off.
If you're an Anunoby fan, you feel like, hey,
but
why didn't my guy get it?
Brunson, because Brunson, we watched it, and he was consistent with when he scored.
I don't need Brunson. It doesn't register to me that Brunson, because he gets an MVP, he was the best player on the Knicks. He was the MVP. Great.
And it's an award they give out.
Right, but Seth Curry's right. Back in the day, nobody cared. Nobody says, here it is. This is the exact analogy I'll make. I was blown away. Curry had 3 rings and no MVPs in the finals, and I was like, why is this a thing?
Because it doesn't match.
But my point is Bird won 3 titles. He didn't win the MVP in the first one. Cedric Maxwell did. Yeah. Nobody ever said, between 81 and 84, Bird needs an MVP in a finals.
We were different people, Stoney. We were different people, and the media game was different, and I'm with you. I'll give you that. But, man, I'm just putting it on the internet. The jackals are louder. Everybody has voices. So I believe that, that is why it means something and people care so much about it. But I love the award because there are no mistakes, and as always, if I just close my eyes.
You just said there was a mistake with Curry.
No, that year, 100, because I look at Bron, and Iguodala was fine and made some big plays. But my point was, we were like, that's kind of odd. A transcendent player, the reason the Warriors are in the finals a lot. And, on that stage, he doesn't get the MVP, but he got it.
It doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter because, just name me a champion any year.
Houston Rockets.
Olajuwon. Did he win 2 MVPs when they won 2 titles? Probably, right? He's the best player on the team. I don't need to know he won 2 finals MVPs. I know he's the best player on the team.
Jordan got it all 6 times.
Okay, exactly. And
Magic.
And the Nuggets won, and it was Jokic, and the Celtics won, and it was Tatum or Brown. I can't even remember. And you know why? Who cares? They were both good enough to win it. The finals
the league
MVP
cares because they have they've
had it since Jerry West. Yeah. But my point is that
so you're giving me nothing for the internet answer as far as it just stays around. I think that's it to me.
I don't care about finals MVPs. I don't care about season MVPs. I don't those. I'm like Van Gundy. Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it? Shai Gilgeous or Jokic? Well, pick one. Pick a guy.
Well, I love it, Stoney, and the reason I love it is when you have that conversation, win or lose, just to be in the conversation is a compliment, but it's about greatness. Because when we talk about
Anunoby doesn't have to win the MVP, right? And Karl Anthony Towns is now a hero, and Josh Hart is a champion, and Mitchell Wright, and I get it. Brunson's been the best player on the Knicks for 2 or 3 years. Yeah. He wins the MVP.
Let me read this. Stoney, Shayo's World 415, and I'm not even mad because I love you. Don't talk to me like you're my dad. Goo is always focused on the wrong stuff, always pays too much attention to social media. Well, dum-dum, you're on social media, and you're typing into the show. Don't tell me I'm focused. I'm telling you what it is. I'm not telling you 24/7 I'm on social media. I'm telling you, wake up. Social media is the biggest thing going. And you can care about it or you're not. But don't act like I'm focused living my life on social media. I'm telling you Steiny's question and Seth Curry, who is not a hypocrite, but he cares about it because he's got skin in the game. When his brother's on that stage, he cares about it. Why I believe things last longer and people care about the individuality of stuff now is because of the internet, which makes stuff last longer. It's a bragging forum. So I'm not saying it's right, but Steiny, anything you bring up from the 80s, 90s, I'm going to say, Goo, why wasn't it that big of a deal? My first answer is social media.
Okay, fine. Then it's like if I'm telling you the truth, that in the 80s and 90s, nobody cared about who won the finals MVP, and now you're saying, well, now it's social media. It's like, well, no, it's not just social media. People must feel differently about a finals MVP. You know what I mean? Like, and now they get to share the way they feel about it on social media. But no, I don't think you're wrong. I do think people are like, I don't know, more interested that Brunson is. And it's just weird to me again. Like, Brunson's a champion and he's the MVP. They get to pick one every year, and he probably deserved it because he averaged 30 a game in the final. The other thing is, look at the reason Brunson was incredible in this series is because look at the team shooting percentages over 5 games. The teams, like what both teams shot.
Yeah.
And then look at what Brunson shot from the field in the series.
Oh, he was
when you have a team that shoots 43%, but your best player over the course of the series shoots like 47, then that player had an unbelievable series. And that's what Brunson had. An incredible series. Let's go to Antonio in Oakland. What's up, Antonio? How you doing?
Oh, man, pretty good. You know, the Knicks did the damn thing. They, beat up the alien in his dirty play. Oops, did I say that out loud? Oh, sorry about that.
Who's dirty play?
They did, Victor Wembanyama. He did a lot of dirty plays, man. He got exposed all over the internet, all over social media, in the words of Guru. But, yeah, man, they did the damn thing, and they got a complete team. They got all their best players from other teams, Josh Hart, Cat, Bridges, Anunoby, Brunson, no homegrown talent, but they got the damn thing done. So I think they're one of the, I think they're probably a top 10 all-time team, man. The way 16-3 run, and they lost 3 games by a combined 6 points, that's unbelievable. Now, if they face the 2017-2018 Warriors, the Warriors probably win that series in 7 games. I'll give them 7. But we'll still win. We just got too much firepower with Durant. But like I said, man, the Knicks, they, 53 years, and it's like, okay, they won a championship. Last 53 years, they couldn't win one. So it's like my age haven't won a World Series in 37, 49 haven't won since 1994. That's 32 years. Man, so it's time for them to freaking win a championship now, baby.
Who? The 49ers?
Yeah, 49ers and A's, both of my teams.
Gotcha. Well, 49ers,
like gurus.
They'd have to wait 21 more years before they got to the Knicks.
Well, man.
So you got 21 more years to wait, hey.
I'm not waiting that long. They're going to win before then.
Look at you.
All right. Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. I mean, the guy who had the flagrant foul that wasn't called was Alvarado. You can grab a guy by the leg now?
Dude, man. Well, just selfishly, Stotty, I wanted to come in here and look forward to a Game 7 tomorrow. I wanted to do that with the NHL final, and we saw how that played out. Golden Knights couldn't hang on. So, I mean, it is what it is, but Brunson now, I believe, has put himself, and when you talk about just clutch, the guts to take the shots, I mean, he was the dude, man, and I got to give him credit. And he's little as all outdoors, plays with the angles, and the heart of a lion, and now he's an NBA champion. And who would have thought he would get one before Luka? You was on the same team. I don't think
Luka will ever get one. How about that?
Well, you did say that. Well, hey.
I mean, Luka, he's not in this one.
Man.
Like, think about how tough Brunson is and compare him to Luka. I'm not saying Luka's soft, but Brunson's got a mentality that's off the charts.
Did you know he had it before this season? Like, is that what this playoff run did for you in regard to Brunson?
Like, this is kind of what I mean.
I'm just asking.
I mean, so, yes, Brunson elevates himself into a level that he wasn't in.
Right.
But, like, if he wouldn't have won it, he's still a great player.
But he wouldn't have been into that, what you said he elevated him. I love that. Like, that's clutch, like, galore.
Right. The question is, Karl Anthony Towns, does he shed all his baggage?
Well, he's a champion, and I look at him through a different prism, man. He, again, I'm sure he didn't have the gaudy numbers, hadn't scored, the first 3 games of the series, hadn't scored a point in the fourth quarter. I didn't even know, but I think he did well for himself, and it goes back to guys like Jimmy Butler. You're right. I like that. It's just a fact. I'm not saying Jimmy's saying it, but,
Jimmy can't say anything.
Well, man.
Jimmy was exposed over the weekend. Jimmy thought 2 of his former teammates didn't have it in them, and it turns out they may have more in them than he has.
But if Jimmy had a microphone, that's rough.
I don't care what Jimmy has or Jimmy does.
I'm happy for those 2 dudes.
Oh, really? Then what happened in Minnesota?
They didn't.
When you tried to embarrass an entire organization.
That was one day. It's not a practice.
Well, it's going to live with you. It's going to live with you. So what I really, and you could say I'm trolling here, but I'm not. Clearly, Brunson's a better leader than Jimmy Butler. Brunson got Karl Anthony Towns to play, or somebody got Karl Anthony Towns to play the way he played.
In Minnesota,
it didn't happen. To me, the bigger, I'm happy for the Knicks, no doubt, but there were too many times in the finals and in the playoffs where I was just like, Shea, Jalen Brunson, James Harden. Okay. I know he wasn't in the playoffs, but Trae Young, Dončić. This baiting. It's baiting, not basketball. It's just so. Go ahead, man. You're playing in a game and it's a tight game and it's the fourth quarter and the next thing you know, possessions are tough to. And the next thing you know, there's 2 fouls on a 3-point shooter, and it changes the entire dynamic of the game.
And I'm a fraud.
And I don't like it. I just don't like when teams are playing really good defense. They're letting them play, and then a guy will take a 3-point shot.
It happened Saturday. Brunson got a foul.
It happened twice in that game.
So what would you – I love you for this. I mean that. What would you say to me? Because I'm a hypocrite.
Protecting.
I love Harden. Prime Harden. Why didn't it bother me when he was doing it? But now I know he was doing it.
They all do it.
And you're sitting there. I had no dog in the fight. If the Spurs won, I would have been okay. In New York, I'm happy for him. But I'm watching that game, and then when you feel like the little kid or Eddie Haskell tricks a parent or a teacher, that's when the shot clock running out, there's great D, they're 30 feet, 25 feet away from the rim. You got to just hoist something, and then you get the defender to jump in the air, Vassell, and get a foul. Like, as a fan, a true basketball connoisseur, you're kind of like, you tricked the system with that one. You got bailed out. But the ref blew the whistle.
They always blow the whistle.
Left his feet.
And I'll throw Curry in here too. I mean, it's just demoralizing to watch a game and it's officiated one way, and then it's officiated totally different when guys take 3-point shots.
Yeah.
I think it's a joke.
Says, Donnie, I ain't mad at you. I'm not on that one.
It really takes away. It also takes away from. It disallows in a way, or it takes away the opportunity for more clutch basketball because you're giving a guy 3 foul shots who's a good free throw shooter. He's going to make at least 2, and you're rewarding a guy and a team for just an interpretation of a rule that isn't interpreted any other way outside of a 3-point shooter.
Well, let me give you this before we go. On that one where Vassell left his feet and then Brunson knew he left his feet, jumped into him. We see it all the time with the shoulder, 3 shots. If we were in defense class, you got to say, Steiny, you were playing great D, but you can't leave your feet, right? Yeah. That's allowing the okey-doke to take over. I hate it.